Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking you through how to make some slime, but also the chemistry behind it. Let's jump to that now. Plastics are made of materials called polymers. Can you think of any examples of plastics? Lots of things nowadays are made of plastics, from hard toys to these bottles, to even some of the fabric which makes up your clothes and cuddly toys. If you zoom really far into some of these plastics, you see some very tiny strands, like hair or spaghetti. These very long chains are called polymers, and some plastics allow these chains to slide over each other, which gives it its bendy and stretchy material, like a plastic bag. Each of these chains of polymers are made up of very small sections that repeat over and over again. These are called monomers. In order to make plastics harder, like the ones seen in this bottle, these long chains need to be tied together to look a bit more like a net. This is what we call cross-linking. So how does slime work? The first component of slime is PVA glue. This is a plastic which is called polyvinyl alcohol. It's a polymer that's been mixed into water. The second main component is a special solution that causes the PVA glue to cross-link to itself. This turns the PVA from being just a sticky liquid to having the touch and feel of slime. Okay, now on to make the slime. This is what you will need. Some PVA glue. I've got some clear PVA glue because I want to make some clear slime. You're going to need some slime activator. I'm using the Elmer's Magical Liquid. Then you're going to need some beakers or cups. I've got a beaker here. This is to mix up your slime. I've also got a plastic pipette here to be able to drop my magical liquid into my PVA glue. However, this is not necessary if you're just careful with pouring your magical liquid in slowly. I've also got a measuring cylinder just up here to measure out how much PVA glue I'm going to put in. Once again, this isn't necessary. And then in order for my slime to look fun, I've also got some glitter and some food colouring. And I've got a spatula, but you can also use a spoon to be able to mix it all up. Okay, so I'm going to start with my beaker. I'm going to do 20 millilitres of glue. That'll do. Once again, the amount of glue you make just results in how much slime you end up making in the end. I'm not going to make too much because this is only a demonstration. However, you can use more or less if you need more of that into my beaker. This PVA glue is also called polyvinyl alcohol. It's a polymer that's been dissolved in water. This means it's been mixed into. And then we're going to add the food colouring and the glitter. So I am a big fan of pink, so I'm going to add some pink food colouring. My food colouring is really concentrated, so I don't need much. I'm literally going to take the smallest little glob and mix it into my PVA. I'm going to add some blue sparkles to this. Once again, you don't need much. So once your PVA glue is looking fabulous, this is the point where you start adding the magical liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly add this. So I'm going to add a squeeze of this pipette, which is a couple of millilitres. And then I'm going to give it a mix. Oh, there you go. And as you can see, it's already gotten thicker by just those couple of millilitres. So that was, what, about a tenth of the amount of PVA glue, because I put approximately 20 millilitres of PVA glue in and about 2 millilitres of magical liquid. I'm just going to add a little bit more. That's about an extra-ish 1 millilitre. And it's at this point where it's turning really quite fun. But it's still a little bit wet at the bottom. It's becoming thicker the more I mix it. So I really don't think I need much. At this point, I'm just going to add the magical liquid drop-wise. So I don't want to overshoot it, but I do want this to be really thick slime. I prefer my slime slightly thicker. See, it's starting to get so thick that it's sort of like picking itself up off the bottom of the beaker. There you go. Whoa! Look at that. So at this point, I'm actually just going to get it out of the tub and play with it with my hands. So as you can see, this is quite thick slime. This isn't thin slime by any means. So if you like crunchy slime and you want to make this more crunchy, you can actually add some shaving foam into it, or shaving cream. I sadly don't have any here because I'm working from the chemistry department. So I've just kept on adding a bunch more of the Elmer's magical liquid, and it's become a lot harder. So I would add a couple of drops and then sort of like knead it in. Not only has it become harder, it's become a lot less sticky, and it drips a whole lot better now, which makes sense because all of the polymer chains are more cross-linked to each other. I can add a bit more, so this is what I've basically been just doing the past 10 minutes, playing with it. So I'd put some more in and sort of like try and work that into it, like so. And then it becomes like, if you add so much, I think it just becomes really, really, really rock solid. So yeah, basically keep adding more until you get that slime texture that you really like. Oh, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull, big pull. Ah! Oh, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration activity, and I hope you enjoy making some slime of your own. ChemBAM have made a whole bunch of other resources that can be found in the ChemBAM website, linked down below. These are activities and resources targeted towards students of all ages, so definitely give that a look. And we've also made a whole bunch of other videos that can be found on our YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!